What's good, my fellow Magic Knights? It is your boy DEADMANVINCE back with yet another Black Clover mobile video. Hope you guys have been enjoying the content lately. What we're going to be looking at today actually is some Black Clover mobile gameplay. So we actually just got an interview from the director, the CEO of Vic Gaming, Jae-young Choi. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. If I'm not, I do apologize. But basically, it was just a little piece. I didn't see the version with the English subtitles just yet. I'm gonna react to that in a second here. But I just kind of wanted to cover this gameplay right here because a lot of the concepts that I was talking about, it seems that they are actually come to be. If you guys have been enjoying the content, please do go down below and marry your Leona, thrash that like button. And you can also hit the subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can unleash your hostile mana every time I drop another video. We're going to go ahead and get right into it. So, first thing that I want to kind of show you here. Now, this version is very low quality. This up here says wave, so this confirms we already pretty much knew, but this confirms the turn-based combat. So it says wave 1 out of 3. If you look at a more high definition picture of it, this seems to be, I'm not too sure just yet because, or possibly this yellow bar under the health bar, because this is health at the top is red. This yellow bar under the health bar could possibly be MP, like the actual amount of mana you have, and maybe you need to stack up these action points so that you can actually do the skills. Maybe they require the action points and the mana as well. That's what I see. I also see the color wheel up here. We have red beats green beats blue, so it seems that the color system is just going to be very basic, which actually is a little different from the original. I'm actually going to pull up the screenshot here. So if we look here, this is actually an original screenshot from the first Korean trailer, and the Japanese version and the English version of the trailers did not actually have the colors on these little icons right here. But you can see on the Korean version, we have red, we have blue. The green would be healing characters. We've seen that with Vengeance. The part of the trailer that plays with Vengeance, his icon is indeed green. He is a healer. And then we have a dark element right here, which this could still take a play in the game somehow. Just there seems to be only 3 types though, and one of them is not purple. So maybe though, purple could be a typing they're going to introduce into the game later on, because we're seeing a lot of things. I'm going to pull up a screenshot a little bit later on in the video, and I'm going to talk about actually how they kind of put some things that weren't in the original kind of like outline of the game for us to see, and we've actually been seeing it from the developer like screenshots, just seeing the improvements and additions they've been adding to the game. So let's head it back over to the video actually. Okay, another thing that we can notice here is that it does say auto up here. That's probably the 2x speed option right here. It's actually I'm going to play it and I'm going to point out some things. You can see everybody's grimoire floating in front of them. So my concept was basically that we would just be behind the characters like this. Obviously, it makes sense, right? We'll be behind the characters like this, and whenever we're going to use the specific character, it'll kind of just cycle through the characters, and we can actually like look into their grimoire and use their spells. This is not exactly how that goes. You don't look into the grimoire. The spells are on the side, as you can see over here, and you can see that the spells actually take up some of the action points here. And I'm actually going to pull up the screenshot a little later and show some parallelisms between the symbols here and kind of talk about the skills. But one more thing before I play the video, I just want to point out we can see a bar with the enemies and the allies that are in blue here. That's Asta, that's Yami, that's Yami, that's Fuegolian, that's Vengeance, and then that's Asta right there, because you can see his sword here. And then those are all the enemies, and there seems to be some sort of speed system. Now, I'm not sure 100% that it would be a speed system. It could actually be like a system based off a combat class, still kind of like Grand Cross, but instead of units going, like the entire team going first based off their combat class, it's like individual units go ahead of other enemy units depending on their combat class. And if you really want to be like cracked, you just gotta have all your units, built out fully, obviously, right? But let's go ahead and play the video and get into it. So you can hear him say that was the beta test, and then we can see Yami getting into his animations. And let's actually take a look at his skills right here. So we can see this skill right here. Once again, I'm telling you, man, if we had better quality, It would help. But right here we can see this skill actually says 10 out of 10, which means he stacked up 10 AP points so he can use that skill. That is definitely the Dark Cloak Dimension Slash right there. The icon is a little more emphasized than the other icons, as you can see. That one, earlier in the little trailer, at the first part of the trailer, you can see a little infinity icon in there. I'm thinking that possibly this is like his just like basic attack, or possibly this one over here, just because it doesn't have a really like cooldown on it, but that could just be because he hasn't used it yet. Because if you look later in the video, you'll see that there's actually a countdown on this. So let's go ahead and go back into it. There we go. Oh, right there, hold on. Right there, we can see the different abilities right here. So this one does have the little maybe it's Dark Cloak. I don't know. Why that infinity logo would be there? I'm feeling like that's the basic attack, but then it also raises the question: why would this be the cost of the basic attack? You know, why would it cost anything versus these two skills that cost nothing? Also, another thing to note here, we can see that the enemies all the way at the top of this are actually going last, and it kind of drops down in that order down the line, because we can see that we're up on Yami and he's at the bottom here, and his icon is emphasized. Let's continue to play it. Animation looks good. We can kind of get an idea of how you can really get a basic idea of how the stats will look based off of how much damage the units are doing here. And I believe Yami is an SSR unit, most likely, at the very least an SR unit, if they do decide to do something like that, which I don't the only reason why I can see they're doing an SR Yami is just so everybody has a Yami unit, because everybody loves Yami. Plus, Yami is the captain of the Black Bulls, yes, but the Black Bulls were considered to be the worst Magic Knight guild at the beginning of the series. So it could make sense. He could be an SR, but actually just be really good. You can see your total damage that you do to the enemy right over here. And I'm guessing this is going to be the boss right here, and then you can just see all the minions health down here. But it seems that the middle one is the boss, or maybe just because he's locked on, the middle one's health is emphasized up here. So that's pretty cool. This probably says something like this is like demo gameplay or something, because it's covering up the where the ×2 speed was and the auto button was. But yeah, that's I'm gonna actually pull up this screenshot now that I've been talking about and kind of break down some things that I noticed from this trailer here. Okay guys, so if we actually take a look right here, you can see this right here where Yami's ultimate is the Dark Cloak Dimension Slash here. That is that skill right here. So the bottom left skill is looking like the ultimate skill. Then we can see this skill right here at the top actually doesn't look like anything, but this is the only one that doesn't look, I'll show you what I mean here, right? Because we have this skill right here, and this skill looks just like this right here, and then this skill right here that's glowing right now looks just like this skill right here. So the only one that I can make out for clear is this one is the ultimate, just because it costs all of your AP points. So the ultimate is the bottom left, right? I'm not seeing these two right here, which is another thing that kind of makes me feel like that these two are actually passive skills. And then this could possibly be like some form of like holy like artifact or something like that, where you know, it just gives a specific character an extra effect, and you gotta like grind some material. Because I want to keep in mind here that this is not how the game is going to, you know, this is not how you're gonna be able to build a character initially upon release. Because if we look right here, we can see that Yami's max level that he's able to reach is 100. Now, it wouldn't make sense for them to drop the game and let the units be boosted up to level 100 initially, just because this is a gacha game and is supposed to be taking the span of time over the years, right? So gacha games usually have years, they have anniversaries, these are supposed to be long running games. So more so than leaving the game with so much headspace at the start, what they're going to do is they're going to bring it out with a lower level cap, maybe around 60, maybe around 50 or something like that, and then progressionally they will increase more and more level caps. That's giving us the instant gratification to continue to play the game. We know how the system works, psychology, blah blah blah, right? But yeah, the whole thing is to say that these are not all things that are going to be on the game as soon as it releases. These could just be things that they implement into the game. They're just testing to see how it looks in the game whenever they do implement it, because you know, they've seen so many other games and they've worked on other games. So they're the lead, bro. They're the lead development team for, or they were the lead development team for 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross. Now they're focusing on bigger and better things. Yes, I said that. But basically, these guys know how to build these characters, build this game, build these events and stuff like that. all they really are doing at this point is just kind of testing to see how everything looks and fits together on the UI, see how nice it looks, and going ahead and just putting their eyes on it so they can go ahead and start thinking of UI updates and things in the future. That's how you become very successful at things like this. This takes a lot of planning, a lot of, you know, intricate in and out details, you know, finer things. So that's all they're doing. But honestly, I'm actually going to start releasing videos revisiting characters now that we've seen so much of the gameplay here. And well, I mean, not so much, but still, we've seen enough. You know, this is raising more questions, but we've seen enough of the gameplay to where we can make a few more assumptions, better assumptions, because you can see right here that this is an extra statistic right here. So maybe this says speed. It's possible. I tried to translate this screenshot before. I didn't really get much translated. I think just this got translated, really. And this down here. But yeah, this could be a speed stat now that we're seeing all the enemies and allies lined up on the side right here. But yeah, I got a few more videos to record here. We're not done tonight, you know. There's a lot of information dropping right now. A lot of good stuff. We can also see right here, let me go back to the video for a second. Another thing that we can see right here is that it tells you how the typing system works. So we can see right here on the nameplate of the character that this is what their typing is, and then it's showing them what they're effective against and what they're ineffective against, which is really nice because, you know, this game actually has 3 typings right now, and they're giving you this. There are a lot of games that have like more than 5 typings, or maybe even more sometimes. And you know, they don't give you indicators like that on the screen. You know, they have this in the corner always, but you know, sometimes you forget about that. So it's nice they're really just putting it in your face, so you actually just kind of never can really forget. More so. Then another thing right here, it says 5 right here. Now I'm not 100% what that 5 means. That could just be their level. That's definitely their level. Yeah, because right there beside their nameplate it says 12. So yeah, I was about to say, I was actually making character speculation videos on this, and I was kind of just putting in some like dummy stats just to kind of give like percent numbers that I could like throw them in there, right? And this is actually giving me some pretty good perspective now on how much damage the units are doing, because that's not his basic attack skill. His basic attack skill is just like a basic strike. So this right here doing 205 damage, yeah, 205 damage altogether, but he's only level 5, you know, that kind of gives me a small idea, right? Because I can compare to other games, but that's really the bulk of it. And also one other thing, these are card arts down here. Yeah, officially card arts. I can't tell, just because this is covering up the face, I can't tell if Fuegolian looks just like his card art. Yeah, it's kind of hard for me to tell. I don't think he looks just like his card art, actually. He looked a little different in the picture for it, so maybe that was just like some special art they did for him. But yeah, they kind of got that hidden away right there. We can see William here, but yeah, I believe the yellow gauge here is their actual mana, like the actual number on it. This right here is some form of system of like action points where you have to stack them up to use specific skills. This is the typing, this is the level, HP, all that, you know. And these are the debuffs, obviously. Blue is buffs, red is debuffs. That's how it always goes in games like this. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, this little breakdown here, please do go down below and marry Leona Thrash that like button, and you can also hit the subscribe and hit the notification bell so that every time I drop a video you can get notified and unleash your hostile mana. That's gonna be it for your boy DEADMANVINCE. Hope you guys did enjoy, and you guys be safe and surpass your limits. Peace.